Module 2, Inserting Symbols, covers the following topics: symbols and miscellaneous symbols. The first topic in Module 2 is symbols. So we'll take a look at placing some symbols within our drawing from our toolbar, and we're in our TLP-E-S1, which was our schematic drawing, and we can tell by the menu down at the bottom we're in the schematic. Now let's just take a look at placing some of the symbols. So we can place a terminal block, just as a sample. Pick the style, the direction, the number of terminals. Let's say we've got 12. We can set a starting number and an increment number. We can number the terminals, and we can also add the wire terminals as well. Select OK, and the terminal block is placed. And then you can pick the first wire location, say the center of the first terminal, how far away, pick a point, and then the termination point. For the wiring, we can actually add the wiring in, and then just answer yes or no, and the wiring comes in. We can also add the wiring numbering if we need it, and we could have done that in the routine, but we can't do it afterwards. Let's place a couple lines. Let's place a bus bar, just as a sample. We'll place a bus bar, and this is just an AutoCAD polyline that allows us to represent that bus bar. We also have panel wiring, do the same with our panel wiring, and again, just a line type representing the wiring. We can then go in and put in some of our terminals, just simple terminals. Most of the components allow for extra information, the upper left text and the lower right text. Pick our component, and we'll automatically break the line and then put in our components. Put in the wrong numbers or the wrong information. Simply double click, change the value, and say OK. Quite easy to do. Under the power, we can actually add in a transformer. Pick the end of this line. Again, gives us some information about the transformer. This might be the tag number, the kilovolts, and the voltage, and click OK. That puts in the information for us. Again, if changes need to be done, we can double click, and we can make changes. Very easy to do. Similar with all of our single line diagram controls, we have fuses and ground symbols. Simply just pick the symbol, pick the disconnect switch, pick the line where we'd like it to go, and then put in the size, and click OK, and it puts in the symbol, and puts in the 15 amp. Automatically breaks the line and trims it up, which most of the symbols will do in the Auto Electric software. We need some of the library components like a lighting panel. We can go under our libraries, select the lighting panel schedule, and ask for the upper left corner. We can pick it single phase or three phase, and maybe just 10 circuits, and click OK. Use our move command, move that information out of the way, and there is our lighting panel. That can be filled in to suit. We'll save this drawing, we'll close it, and we'll open up our S2, which was our control drawing, and you'll notice that once we're in our control drawing or layout drawing, automatically switches the menu to the layout. So now we have access to the layout tools and things like cable trays that we can place. Put in, say, a 12-inch cable tray. We can actually turn on an auto route feature, which will connect all the components. So if this is a big cable run, we can enable it, use the next fitting inserted, and then we can say OK, and start to place our cable tray. Use the F8 key to force it to an orthogonal axis, and then places our cable tray. We can then add 90-degree elbows. So it automatically adds the cable trays in as we go. So it knows to start from the last component. You can even put things in like T's, direction of the T with the auto route feature enabled. It asks us for which one we'd like to continue on, direction, because we can come off of our branch side, or stay on the main run. We can just click OK, and if I add some more cable tray, it just adds it to that piece there. Again, we have some line types. We have some ground wire, some conduit cable, all the things that would be used for a layout drawing. The last topic in Module 2 is miscellaneous symbols. So once we've done our control layouts, we also have access to other miscellaneous symbols within the software that allow us to complete the drawing. So under the Miscellaneous Symbols tab, we have things like a north arrow, where we can place in a north arrow. We have instrument tags, we have standard detail, item balloons, section details. We're doing sections, section arrows, those types of symbols that we can use to create the drawing. We also have some civil symbols where we can do a fence or the grade symbol. We'll even have building outlines. So let's put a building around this ducting. We can insert, the insertion point can be down here. We can, if we know the distances, we can just put them in, or I'm just digitizing just to give us a distance. Building width, let's say they're 8-inch walls, and then say draw building. And it puts a building around our drawing. We can add things like doors, gives you a dialog, shows you what the door will look like, even tells you what the pick points are, where to pick them. We can do a plan or an elevation, and single or double door types. We'll just do a single door type in the plan view, add the door in. So we'll pick near the end of the wall, distance to the hinge, end of the door, so we'll just digitize that in. You can put in actual values, and then we can pick opposite sides, width of door, say 36-inch wide door, that's fine. Say OK, and there's our door symbol. We also have window symbols, orientate it from the corner of the building, and then we'll get to the center of the window, and then it will place in a window. So again, we'll pick the end of the building, center of the window, pick on either side, window width, let's say is 48, and it places in a window symbol. Under the Utilities tab, we also have some miscellaneous symbols that we can place, or miscellaneous tools we can use. Things like a revision cloud. Maybe we need to move this door. And it places in a revision cloud. Let's save this drawing. This concludes the topics covered in Module 2. Please review Module 2 or select the next module.